In a time where everything is fast-paced and we rarely get time to reflect and grow as people, this channel's ethos is to help us do this while promoting that walk with Christ. So join me, beautiful people, and let's grow together. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is the fullness of Philly. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be with you guys this blessed afternoon. I know I've been absent a little bit, but focus on, we're here now, we're here to grow, we're here to learn. You know why I do this? So we can grow, so we can learn, so we can elevate. Now this message has been on my mind for some time now because I don't know, I've been just thinking around this area. The other day I was at Costco and it gave me a light bulb moment. So I was speaking to one of the workers at the till, and he was telling me a few hours back they had to send someone home from Costco because they didn't have their card. If any of you have been to Costco yourself, you know that you have to show your card on entry and you have to show your card at the till. And one member of your household has to have a card. And I don't know how this person even got in, but when they was at the till, they didn't have the card. So their shopping was taken from them and they were sent out. Now that really resonated with me because there's a level of prestige that they have for themselves. There's a level of value that they place on themselves as a company that lets you know that, okay, yeah, there may be other stores, but this is what makes this one unique. This is what makes this one, there's qualities of this store that you cannot find in other places. And if you really think about it, we can apply that to our lives. I just promoted Costco. Costco, my check, send me a check. Like they have certain boundaries for themselves. We need to have boundaries for ourselves too. First of all, what is a boundary? Boundaries are kind of like limitations, kind of like borderlines that we put for yourself. Okay, don't cross this. This is what I feel like. This is who I am. Don't exceed my comfort zone. Boundaries are almost like planning, like you waking up at 5 a.m. for yourself, for your health. You have this as a boundary that you work out every day at 5 a.m. This is a personal boundary for you to grow, for you to make sure that your health is intact, so for you to make sure you lose those couple of pounds that you want to be losing. That's a personal boundary. Other boundaries can be in relationships. You don't want to date a certain type of person. Everyone's entitled to their own boundaries, but the issue happens when we don't have boundaries for ourselves. We don't have limitations. We don't have anything, so anyone can waltz into our life and just dance over our properties and just come in and out and just come and mess us and leave us shattered because we didn't have any proper boundaries for ourselves. Now I'm not saying have boundaries based on like superficial things, but I'm saying have internal boundaries for yourself so that people don't come and disrupt your lifestyle, because what I've realized is the world is a savage place. The world is a savage place, and people are not necessarily thinking about your well-being. No one is necessarily thinking for you. If you want support, if you want help, if you want to live a certain lifestyle, if you want to live a peaceful life, a life where you have sanity, you have to set certain boundaries for yourself, and no one is going to put boundaries for you, help you place boundaries for your life. No, I'm so sorry. It's sad. We should all aim to be better people. But the reality is there are people out there that do not care nothing about our boundaries, people that do not care nothing about our lives, So when you come into any situation, you need to have a certain level of a boundary for yourself that enables you to function, period. And we need to be firm with it. Let me give you an example. For me personally, I'm into personal development. I really want people to grow. I really want to see people elevate that are in not just my age group, people that are older. I just want to see us all grow. Now, for me to work in this kind of field, for me to really help people, help them, I have to be somewhat of an example. Now, for me to do this, I have to make sure that I put boundaries for myself so that I don't experience low quality things in terms of how I live my life, in terms of, okay, what image I'm trying to put out there. And if I don't set those boundaries for myself, as in, okay, Flipper, if you're not sure about something, don't post it. If you notice red flags in your friendship, address it quickly, all those kind of things. If I don't put those kind of boundaries out there for myself, I could easily fall into situations which I may not be happy with in the long run. But the thing is with boundaries is that we will all have different boundaries. We'll all have different limitations, not just because of we're all different people, but because our destinies is all different. You have to set different levels of boundaries based on who you are. So not everybody's boundaries are going to be the same. What I can tolerate, somebody else may not be able to tolerate, and that is okay. That's just based on who you are as a person and where you are headed. Be able to know what your boundaries are. You have to get to know yourself. You need to personally develop. On this channel, guys, we talk about personal development. So you need to personally develop. You need to be constantly looking at yourself, trying to know yourself through God, trying to understand which kind of person am I, what is the destiny that God wants, what is the avenue that God wants me to go into. It all adds into what boundaries you set for yourself. But guys, the key here is, as you're growing and you're developing, you need to be a person after the heart of God. You can't be saying, I noticed that people that know how to set boundaries left, right and center, oh, don't talk to me like this, or I can only message someone once, I don't double text, A lot of those people are not growing mentally. They're not, you're not growing spiritually. You're just setting boundaries to kind of undermine people, setting boundaries to kind of belittle people and show a level of strength that you think that they don't have. That's not what you should be doing. Boundaries are meant to be a level of protection, ways to make you just be able to not fall into traps that certain things or life or situations may put you into unknowingly. Because if you set a certain level of boundaries, people have to meet a certain standard to even be a part of your life. If they're low quality people, they can't reach the threshold. That is what boundaries is about. But sometimes people that are not growing, they still set boundaries, but you'll tend to notice it because even though those people set boundaries, you don't respect them. You just feel like they're rude, they're ignorant. It's not something where it comes with respect. Because one thing that happens when you set boundaries for yourself, it automatically adds value to your, to who you are. Like, it automatically raises your price range because it's like, oh, this person doesn't play about their life. They know exactly what they want to do. They know exactly who they are. And therefore, for me to even be close to this person as a friend, as a lover, as a family member, as anything, I need to reach a certain standard, which is, that means that they have to grow also to be associated with you, which is a beautiful thing because that means you're helping somebody else grow. As you setting your own standard and you're helping somebody else grow. Guys, come on, we love to grow. The thing about boundaries is that you have to seek internally. Sometimes we may have boundaries that are not coming from a good place. So we have to grow. We have to be looking at ourselves constantly in the mirror. Am I doing this? Am I operating from a good place? A place of love, self-love, a place of creating boundaries to support myself. If you want protection, you have to protect yourself. You have to love yourself to the point where you're able to tell yourself the truth, the point where you're able to accept the truth from other people. Sometimes we can't do it because the truth is almost like it pinches us. We don't want to hear it because it hurts, kind of. Even I struggled with this. Even currently, sometimes certain things, certain things pinch, but the growth in that is being able to, hush, take it in, and in your quiet time, analyze. Like, even if people tell you something that you may not, even if some people tell you something about yourself, don't be quick to dismiss it. Just like, okay, is that what you think? That's great. Okay, thank you. And take your time to dissect that. Obviously, you don't take everything that everyone is saying because sometimes people are operating, they're not even coming from a good place themselves. However, you take it in, like, listen to what people are saying because it could be something that you are missing about yourself. love yourself to the point where you are able to accept the truth. Guys, I need us to love ourselves. It's not an easy journey, but it is a journey of growth. And when you grow, you become mature, you attract good things into your life, because also you see the signs of things that are not on your level anymore. Like things that you used to like, things that you used to be about, you're no longer about them because you have grown, you've elevated to a certain threshold. Now people have to mature to be even in your life. Could you imagine? People have to mature to even be in your life, because you're just not going to have it. You're not going to be that person that people toy with their emotions, that people just waltz in and out of, people just have no boundaries when it comes to you. For you to even have boundaries with other people, firm boundaries, you need to have a mental boundary for yourself. Like for example, I can't say I don't want someone to continue speaking to me like this if every time the person speaks to me like this, I'm out here having it. I'm out here having like all kinds of disrespect. I'm just not being firm with my boundaries. It starts with the mind. Even just having boundaries on certain level of what you eat, to having boundaries on when you're gonna read, when you're gonna do your work, that all builds your mental strength, guys. You can't expect boundaries to work perfectly the first time. It takes practice, it takes time. So when you start exercising, it's like a muscle. Once you start exercising and you continue sticking by it, it's like it grows the muscle of your mind, your mental strength. What I'm trying to say is boundaries is not just about other people. Boundaries is about ourselves as well. What we think, how we think. There are boundaries there that we need to first work towards. And do that will make sure that it floods into not just what you are doing, but how other people perceive and interact with you, because they know you have limits to how you operate. I want to give us an example. Let's really think about this. Let's really dissect this. You can relate it to boundaries. If you look at the Bible, the story of Samson, if anybody knows the story of Samson, he was a really strong guy. He had really long hair and he was able to break things. He was able to protect his people because of the level of strength that he had. Now, Samson, his opponents, I think they were the Egyptians. I'll put it in below. I'm not quite sure the name of the people, but they kept trying to find a way to know, what is this guy's source of strength? Why is he so strong? Why can we not defeat him and his people? But Samson didn't tell them, obviously. But they sent a lady, and the lady befriended Samson. They were dating him, and the lady and what's her name? Delilah. Yes, Delilah and Samson were dating, and when they were dating, Samson told her. Now, if we relate that to us and boundaries, if Samson had known what he could have, like if you foresee the future, like what does this woman want? Like why is she always asking me about my hair? Why is she always asking me about how I'm so strong? If he had thought, and put those level of boundaries in place, he probably would have not fell into that really tragic incident that he was in. So obviously, if you know the story of Samson, they came and they arrested him and they cut his hair due to the information that he told Delilah. So I know there's a lot more that goes into it. Like he probably shouldn't have been dating a woman, a Philistine lady. I think the Philistines is what they were. He shouldn't have been dating her. However, when you think about boundaries, if he had just known what he can say, what he cannot say, know how far he can go, he wouldn't have been put in that poor quality. He wouldn't have had those experiences. Guys, this is my little example for you guys. I really want you to take this message today and grow and elevate and know that having boundaries is a positive thing for yourself, but just make sure that you're growing alongside of it. Just make sure that you're always elevating, you're always being your best. I love you, my Phillies. I love you all. You know, I'm always here for you guys. I'm gonna sign out. See you in my next video.